Hey guys, this is Jacob from Play for Christ Ministry. Man, holy moly. It's another walk and talk series. But this time we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to do a walk and talk. This is walk and talk series, episode 2. I'm going to go ahead and briefly talk about Steph Curry real quick, guys. Man, Under Armour. Steph Curry and Under Armour parted ways. 13 years, I believe. And then he has a Curry brand that has been around for 5 years with Under Armour. Man, what can you say? What can you say? What can you do? What in the world happened? Steph Curry said it was mutual. Both of them separated. I'm going to go ahead and refer to Deion Sanders, Coach Prime. He was with Under Armour after he left Nike long time ago. Left Under Armour when he went to Boulder back in 23. Got a better relationship with Nike now. His shoes are good. I like them. But nah, Steph Curry. Everybody thinking Nike. Everybody's thinking Nike. Nike. I see Nike this. I see Nike that. I see Nike. I don't know what Steph Curry is really going to do. I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't know. We saw him last night with the Kobe's, just on basically just warming up, and then he went back to the Curry shoe. He said he's going to have fun with this, and I don't blame him. I would advise him not to rush into a shoe company. But I also think he wants to have his own brand, again, Curry brand. And he has that. Jordan has that. And of course he partners with Nike. But we have the Jordan brand. You always gotta remember too though, half of those Jordans that he's selling, they're retros now coming out. Or they're summer hooping shoes with basketball players. Like a Jason Tatum. He's with Jordan. I don't know what Curry's really expecting. I don't know what Curry's really going to do. I would just say take your time and relax. Look at all these other shoes. My personal thing is, I remember being with Nike in 2018 and 19. I played in some Nikes, and I had the Nike Dunkman. Those were sweet. I liked them. But then at that time, I was getting injured. I was getting hurt. Then I went to Steph Curry's, and man, those were probably like the Steph Curry lows, and they were sweet, they were comfy, and I played those things out in basketball, man. Those were out. They were just completely dead to me, because I wore those things out. I wore them out. Then I'm now back with Nike. I played with Kyrie's when Kyrie was with Nike. Now I have my LeBrons. I have my Octoputo 7s, but no, I mean the Kyries, man, the 4s, the 5s, those were awesome. I love the Kyries. Kyrie was with Nike. I like them, and then the Anta, y'all saw me hoop with those. I love those. But I'm gonna say, I think any shoe brand you get, we know Nike's this, we know Under Armour's this, Puma. I got Puma now with LaMelo Ball. I got the Pumas there. I got those. Got to do a review on those soon. I just got those 2 weeks ago. But no, I don't know. I mean, there's so many basketball shoes out there. But I don't know. Under Armour is something that you look at where, are they really competitive in basketball? They were with, Steph Curry, of course. Yeah, and of course you have Dwayne Johnson that's with Under Armour. He still is. And I don't know how long that's going to last. Sorry guys, I got stuff in my feet. You had Coach Prime with Under Armour, but he never had a shoe line. That's one thing about Coach Prime, though, is, y'all look at him and you look at his history. He had the shoe line with, Nike. You had the Air Turf. You had the Diamond Turf. You had all these cool stuff. And then 96, 97, 98, basically broke off. And then he signed with, Under Armour. But he never had a tinny shoe with Under Armour. He just wore Under Armour. Then you go back and you look at, 2023, he leaves Jackson State. Jackson State was an Under Armour. He had a whole get-up gang with Under Armour. He said he was never going to go back with Nike. Well, guess what? He did. I mean, 2023 came back with Nike, and then after that, 2024 came, and here comes the Diamond Turfs. They're recreating and retros these, and they're remaking them, and they're doing all this and doing this and they're doing that. Now you got the Diamond Turfs, and he's making those. He's making different colorways. He's back. He's back with Nike. A guy that said he's never going to go to Nike went back. He's back with Nike. Steph Curry, I don't know. I have a gut feeling it might be Nike. If you're looking at it, it might be Nike. I don't think it has to be Nike, but I think it will be Nike, and I think it's going to be like what Jordan does. And you got to look at it too. Steph Curry might have maybe another year, maybe 2 more years, and you got to look at a shoe where you're going to rebuild your brand of, okay, well, I'm going to retire, but I have other players. Like he has Fox playing on Under Armour, and as right now, their contract is set for them still. And then you're still going to see some Currys coming. Curry still has some plans because even though the deal with his contract and stuff are gone, but he still has some shoes coming out next year in 2026. And that might be the last time we see Currys. Will those shoes be a shoe where everybody's going to buy them? I bet 10 to 1 they will be. They'll be sold out. Will they be high priced? I don't know. I got my Bay Area shoes when the All-Star game was in San Francisco this year. I got maybe 130, 145. With tax. I would assume these Currys will be sold out, and they're going to be basically a good souvenir to hold on to. I might have to get some because this is your last shoe with Under Armour. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Steph Curry. I think it's not a shock. It's not a shock to anybody. Well, at least not to me. Like I said, the shoe game is what everybody all the sneakers head. I mean, I'm a sneakerhead, and I'm like, okay, well, let me see what kind of shoes are out there. Would I go with Puma? I don't know. I mean, you're putting something on the map. We know he had a bad deal with Nike, but you never know. Nike and Coach Prime can get together and squash their beef. I think Curry could too. But I don't know. I can't wait to see what else shoe he'll try to wear the next game for pre-warm-ups. But I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen with it. But like I said, not surprised. Under Armour is, I still wear Under Armour. My clothes I still sometimes wear Under Armour. It's more Nike now. But Under Armour, I mean, I don't know. Like it's a hard game. Then you have Nike with all this other craziness that Nike's doing. I don't know. I think when you look at a company or a brand like Nike, Under Armour, Puma, Adidas, you never know. You might go with Adidas. You never know. I don't know. Everybody has something to say about everything. And some people are doing it the wrong way where they're leaving a company or they're leaving a brand because, oh, they did this, they said that, oh, they did this, they did that. And everything in this world is so now political. I mean, let's just go ahead and open it up right there. And I'm going to say everything in this world is so political now. Nike does this, Under Armour does that. Okay, Puma does this, Adidas does this. Because you look at this, I'm looking Nike, number one. And I think Puma or Adidas would be somewhere around there. And then I would go Nike, Adidas, maybe Under Armour 3. That's like the top 3. Or Jordan. I mean, you go Nike, Jordan, but you got number 2, Nike and Jordan together still. So you put Jordan brand, you put Nike brand together. Okay, those are top ones. Everybody wants to rock those. People are still rocking Kobe's. Puma is coming up now, just like Under Armour did with Steph Curry. You have LaMelo Ball with Puma. Who else are you getting with Puma? You had New Balance, but now with Kawhi Leonard, that cat don't play. So when it all comes down to it, New Balance is now back to where New Balance is at, and nobody's hooping in those. And I had a pair of Kawhi Leonard of the New Balance, and it was like the Jolly Rancher ones, and they were trash, honestly. They were trash. I couldn't hoop in them. But when it all comes into it, I would say Nike, Jordan, Adidas, Puma. Those are the top 4 right now. I think those are the top 4 shoe brands to really actually go and try to sign a deal with. But if you're a hard-head Nike guy and you get full control of Nike, your own shoes, like, I would do that. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I think if you're an elite player and you want to be with Nike like Curry is, but you got to remember too, you got to really be careful what Nike does. because we've seen that in the past too with a gentleman named Kyrie Irving. I don't know. I know Kyrie. I'm saying Kyrie a lot. Curry can also sign with Anta. Let me go ahead and do this. Kyrie enters. So has a 1-year deal with Anta. Let's go ahead and throw Anta in there. Let's take Under Armour out for the top 4, top 5 shoe company. And let's put Anta in there. They're comfy. I like them. I like the Kyries. Clay's with them. The professor's with them for right now. You get full control like Kyrie Irving does with Anta, you're in trouble with the Curry. Will Anta try to sway Curry, though? If I'm looking at it, it would be Nike, Anta, or Puma. And if it's not that, then my top 4 would be Adidas for Curry. And Anta's coming up there. If you look up there, Anta basketball shoes, they're coming up. And like I said, they're comfy. I don't think he's going to be with D Wade with the Lee 9 or the Lie 9, however you pronounce that. With Nick Young, I believe he's there. And then, of course, Dwayne Wade owns that too as well with that team. Like those guys in China. I mean, Anta's a China brand too. But because I have a D Wade shoe. I do have a D Wade shoe of those. And those ones are not good at all. I would take Anta over Lee 9. But no, I don't know. There's a lot to say. And it's exciting to see what he's doing, and it's fun to see him just picking. And you never know, you might see a Klay Thompson Anta shoe that he might wear on the next pre-warm-ups, just to give him out, just to shoot, do his buddy, a shout out. But you never know, Anta might come out with him. But no, if I'm looking at Nike, Jordan, Adidas, I'm gonna say Anta right now, and then Puma. Those are the top 5. Those are my top 5. Under Armour is not on that list. They would have been maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Right now, I'm hooping in my Nikes. I got the Jaws, the Kool-Aid. I got the LeBrons, Prime. I got the LeBron Witnesses. I got the the Giannis's 7s. I'm hooping in that. I hoop in my Antas sometimes here and there. If I'm on the road and just want to shoot up a pickup game, and I have those shoes on, I'll play them. I gotta try my LaMelo balls. I gotta play on those. I gotta try and play on those and see what to say. That's why I can't say Puma right now. I can't really say Puma because I don't know how they feel really. This is my first Puma basketball. I've been with Nike, Under Armour. Those are like the two because I played in the Steph, but I haven't played in Under Armour since Steph Curry's, and that was back in maybe 2016, 17. It's all been Nike. Am I a hard Nike guy? Probably. I think I'm more a hard Nike. I'm a more hard Nike guy than anything. Sorry, there's someone walking. I just don't want them in the video. So I think I'm more of a hard Nike guy. Hard Nike guy. I turn in more Nike than any other shoe right now. And I still play around with some other shoes just to kind of get the feel. I'm kind of like the professor where, Grayson Brochet, the professor from N1, he plays in any kind of shoe. You see him hooping, and now he has Anta. He has that year deal with them. But no, I'll play in anything. I mean, I'll play whatever. I mean, as long as they're basketball shoes, I'll play in them. But no, I'm a hard Nike. I would say I'm a hard Nike. And if people hate me, I'm sorry. I'm more hard. I'm always gonna go Nike first. I think Nike has a unique style to them. Depends on your shoe too, though. Depends on your shoe and depends on your player. You have to look at it like, I love my primes, my what LeBron did. And the LeBron Witnesses, I love those right now. Those are my favorites right now. That's the ones I'm playing in. I have a short on those. If you look at my shorts, I've been playing in those for the past 2 nights. Weather's changing here.